Hi, you're watching Rizal's ASEAN with me, Rizal Zulkapli, and in this week's episode of Rizal's ASEAN, we talked to Ben Uzair, TN50 ambassador from Sabah, to find out the hopes and aspirations of the youth in Sabah and how do we translate those hopes and aspirations and their voices into something that we can work on and to achieve the vision TN50. Ben Uzair is one of the youth ambassadors for TN50. This master of various interests, including fitness, education and youth advocacy, was recently in Kuala Lumpur to share with us the hopes and dreams of the youth in Sabah. Ben believes that the goals set in TN50 can only be achieved when the youth in Malaysia are given the chance to unlock their potentials through education. So Ben, let's start with the aspirations and hopes that you've collected over the past 1 year. Maybe you can share with us what are those hopes and aspirations of people, especially the youth in Sabah.
So generally, our youth in Sabah, they care for the environment. All right, majority of these aspirations are environmentally based. They want people to take care of our seas, marine life, be conservationalists as well, and making sure that our forest reserves are available by 2050. Also, I collected many aspirations related to education. Let me share this one aspiration that I collected from SM Tansau in the district where I live in. This one student from Form 2, she's about maybe 14, 15 years old. She said that, I don't want to be in a classroom with too many people. I noticed that the teacher can't interact with me on a one-on-one basis. Why not the schools of the future for my children, she said, that children will be placed in schools where there will be 6, 10 students, but we are able to engage with teachers from around the district. A moving classroom, if you will. Today, they might be studying in a district of Putatan. The next day, they might connect with another classroom, another cluster of classrooms in another district and learn about culture, learn mathematics together. So even though it seems like a crazy idea, I'm not sure how the government is able to, arrange all of that, but it's a great idea. And that was one of the aspirations shared by one of our other ambassadors, and mentioned that he wants to create this unicorn school. You know, it's a school that does not exist, but we hope to work something out that will make it happen. That's one. Another aspiration is from the interior. A very young lady by the age of 12 in SK Sebayan in Kudat. She mentioned that in the future, I hope that she does not have to attend university in Kota Kinabalu or fly over to Kuala Lumpur. Let there be a university in her district so that she doesn't have to travel. She's able to be close to her siblings, to her family, to her parents. So it goes to show that the value of education is very high, especially amongst our youth in the interior.
Before Ben flew to Kuala Lumpur, he was involved in a charity drive to provide the students of SK Sebayan in Kudat with furniture.
Well, I was invited to do a TN50 dialogue with the students, the very young students of SK Sebayan. This was the very first primary school that we've engaged in our TN50 dialogue. It's located in the interior. You have to access the school, you have to go through 8 kilometers of gravel road just to arrive in the school. So as we did the program, the school principal rather brought me over to the hostel just to take a look at the facilities. They have a great building. It was just completed, donated by some individual donors of Sabah, but unfortunately it was not furnished. The budget was unfortunately being siphoned off to complete the project, and we noticed that there were beds on the floor. Their personal belongings were on the floor. It was just completely bare, empty. Imagine you going to a new apartment and it's unfurnished. That was how, and that was what I saw. And I felt sad, and I just immediately told myself, we have to do something. We have to do something here. And the first thing that I thought was, let's get 10 double-decker beds. And I think it's very easy to rally a few friends, and we're lucky that we have a good circle of friends who are very generous, and we bind together with other NGOs and other individual donors and other private companies as well to assist in this program. So, a long story short, in about 3 months, we're able to collect enough funds to purchase not only 20 sets of double-decker beds, but also tables, chairs, stationery, not just for the hostel students, but for the whole school, new whiteboards for the teachers, new equipment and tools for the teachers as well. We also got them cabinets, new furniture, sheets, blankets, pillows, and all of that. So we successfully delivered those items just recently on the 25th of February, and obviously we were met with many faces, very, very happy faces. Yeah.
Do you think it's important for people with resources to look at what's really happening out there, and to be on the ground and to know what people really need, instead of stand on a high pedestal and preach about working hard and all that?
Right. When it comes to volunteerism, I firmly believe that you don't have to be a person of stature, you don't have to be a leader, you don't have to be someone of influence to do good for the society. All you need is just a chance to do good. If you just happen to be in a district where a family needs help, a student needs help, a classroom needs help, the first thing that you as a person, as a Sabahan or as a Malaysian should do is, where can I find resources to assist? I think we are we live in a society where we tend to point fingers, and we tend to go on social media and vent our frustrations, if you will, but we fail to act. We tend to be vocal about things, but we don't want to act. That's where we need to change our mindset. And I call for the youth of Malaysia to be in that situation, whereby if you see a person in need, if you see a community in need, just that one step to assist someone in need, I think that's how we can grow to be a better Malaysia.
When we collect hopes and wishes for budget 2018 or a lot of the budget programs, we realize that a lot of the people in Sabah and Sarawak, they want a lot of development to happen in Sabah and Sarawak as well. They want infrastructure, they want things to support youth development, especially in Sabah and Sarawak, and opportunities to support them in Sabah and Sarawak. How do we ensure that there be more infrastructure, development, more attention given to Sabah and Sarawak, so that the youth can fulfill their aspirations and unlock their opportunities?
We are lucky that we have a state government who is very prudent, who takes care of finances very well, and I think that the development of infrastructure, we are seeing it each time when there's a visitor from KL or from anywhere who were to visit our place frequently, and within 2 or 3 months of them being absent, they will always see changes. It's a good thing, but it also has to go in tandem with the youth of our state. We don't just need infrastructure, we also need a youth that is educated, that is well informed, and hopefully they will be the future leaders of our state, and they know where to take the state in the next direction.
Is that why you always stress on education?
Yes, I stress that in education because part of TN50, like I mentioned, it's not just about great world-class infrastructure. What's the point of having world-class infrastructure if we are still throwing trash on the floor? We're not collecting ourselves in restaurants. We are still we are not kind to one another. So in Malay they say the nilai murni, having kindness to one another. That is also a part of TN50, a society that cares, a society that would take care of one another.
So we've come to the end of the hopes and aspiration collecting process for TN50, and you've handed over the hopes and aspiration of the people of Sabah to the Prime Minister. Share with us your interaction with the Prime Minister, and what did you talk about, and how do you plan to move this forward to make it a reality?
Well, I've spoken to our Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri in an engagement in Kota Kinabalu, and we mentioned a lot of things about governance and how we wish the country to have transparency. And one of the things that he mentioned is he would like to see a government that involves the youth. That is why TN50 is being implemented. Last night we did the handing over of the youth canvas. My interactions were very minimal because the Prime Minister was on stage, but he something touched my heart, and I think that he drew aspirations from the people in the United States. He quoted John F. Kennedy, one of the great United States president, and mentioned that what does it take to put one person on the moon? How is that spirit of rallying a nation to ensure that happens? And he also quoted Martin Luther King with the I Have a Dream speech, and he mentioned that here in Malaysia we have a dream, and our dream is a TN50.
Now, what's the biggest challenge right now that we face to making all that happen?
I think it's trying to unite us, trying to unite the youth, not just here in Kuala Lumpur, but in all states. We have to find that common point, that common thing that binds us together so that we can move forward and build our country together. Yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge.
And lastly, how do we ensure that the voices and the hopes collected for the past or during the past 1 year can be truly translated to something that can be worked and can be implemented and enjoyed by the youth in Sabah?
Well, we've collected over 60,000 unique aspirations. All of those aspirations have been polished and analyzed, and all of it is being compiled into what they call the youth canvas, and that's available online. Anyone, it doesn't matter who you are, anywhere around the world, Malaysians can log into to mytn50.com/canvasbelia, and it sets all the inspirations, the aspirations of our youth. And when they are reading it, they might say, "Hey, I can work on this." You know, if one youth would say, "I can work on this," and if we have 10,000 youths and they say, "I can work on this," on different facets of the youth canvas, I think that would be the success of the youth canvas, so that they can inspire them to make a change for our country.
On that note, we thank you very much for joining us, Ben.
No problem.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have me here. Yeah.
Thank you.